Hey all, Hayden Davidson here. Now, you may have found this video from searching for hours and hours on YouTube, looking to start getting into Amazon FBA online arbitrage. You may have been searching it on Google, and then you may have found me in your search results or recommended search results. You may have been referred to me by a friend, my YouTube channel, just giving away all this content. Or you may have found me from my Facebook group, Amazon FBA Journeys Live. Now, for all these reasons, you may just be thinking, what is this opportunity? Is it a real opportunity? Is it possible? Are people actually making money with Amazon FBA online arbitrage? And quite frankly, what is it? What's it all about? And all of these questions are really good questions. They're really good questions, and there's nothing wrong with being a beginner and asking these questions. So I wanted to create this video just to explain to you what the opportunity is and exactly the process is, step by step, how you start getting into it. So almost a mini video series condensed, a much smaller one than a massive free course I've got below, which has got no upsell or anything. So obviously check that out in the what do they call them? The series is, or whatever they are in the YouTube there. Now, where do we start with this? Okay, let's just explain. Okay, so the opportunity. What's the opportunity here? Okay, so first of all, it's probably the best idea if you stop looking at loads of different videos on YouTube, to be honest, about Amazon. And I'm not saying a lot of them aren't warranted, obviously, but sometimes if you tend to look at too much information overload, you can get information overload, and you can tend to overload your mind, and you may miss an opportunity, or you may get a disguided how can I put it, you may get a idea of Amazon FBA online arbitrage that isn't necessarily accurate. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you in this video exactly what the reality is, my reality, and the reality that I see in all the groups that I'm in, and obviously that I've seen for all of the time that I've been in Amazon. So it is probably a good idea just to watch this whole video through and stop flicking through loads of others. Okay, so what's the opportunity? Okay, so Amazon FBA online arbitrage is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's certainly not a get-rich-quick scheme. But what it is an opportunity to earn either a part-time income or a full-time income on Amazon FBA. So just your laptop, you can earn this money, okay? Now, some people don't mind prepping it themselves, or they outsource their prep, and there's multiple ways that you can do that I'm going to go into later on, okay? But just as an idea, I don't get paid to do this video, okay? I'm doing this video to build up my personal brand. Now, I know it's really hard to trust people on the internet sometimes, because there's a lot of course sellers, there's a lot of people that are dishonest, unfortunately. But hey, you've got to trust some people sometimes, and I'm doing this video without getting paid. I'm doing this to blow up my personal brand, because that's just what I want to do. I want to be well known in this space, so that's why I'm doing this video. The alternate motive is just that. That's just it. So I want to blow up my personal brand. So obviously I can tell you to trust me, but that's not going to help you at all. But I've got nothing to say. I'm just going to explain to you how this works. Okay, so listen. The opportunity is real, as I say. So you can earn a part-time living from it. You can earn a full-time living from it. The opportunity is real, okay? But let me be honest about this opportunity. It's not as easy as the people that are trying to sell you probably a £1,997 plus VAT course are telling you, okay? It's probably not as easy as that, okay? But at the same time, the people that say that online arbitrage is dead, or the people that say that this is not an opportunity, and all that sort of stuff, and it's rubbish, equally that's an unfair comment on their side. Okay, so let me tell you from my experience what it is. Amazon FBA online arbitrage, what it is, and what it currently stands at as an opportunity if you're looking to get into it, just so that you fully understand before you dive in. Amazon FBA online arbitrage is still an opportunity, but there is a lot of competition. Okay, the competition's heating up. It's fairly saturated, but that doesn't mean there's not opportunities. Okay, so put it this way: I have an online arbitrage business now, which will probably do, I would say, way over $250,000 this year. I would say, okay, and that's just from Amazon FBA online arbitrage, and that's just one of my income streams. And I wouldn't honestly like to fully rely on that, although it's the bulk of my income. I wouldn't like to fully rely on that. Hence why I'm building up other income streams. And the reason for that isn't that some people don't, and it's not that you can't, okay? But at the stage that I'm at, the way I see it is that you need more money to invest than what I've got in order to make it a really big income, okay? So I probably earn what's considered a nice salary from Amazon once I've paid staff, once I've paid my staff, my prep centre and all that sort of stuff, my VAT and all the taxes. I probably earn an okay salary from it, net profit, okay? But I usually invest most of it back in. And that's sort of the point that I want to get in here to start with. If you're thinking that you can get into it and you can start Amazon and then it will just blow up and all of a sudden you're earning 1,500 quid a month, 3,000 or whatever. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And let me tell you why that's not going to happen, at least straight from the start. You've got because it's a product-based business with stock, it's a stock-based product business, that means that you've got to constantly reinvest in order to grow. So I made the mistake of thinking that once I got sales, I could take money out of the business. No. That's that you can, but you're going to jeopardize your business depending on how much you put in. Because if you take your money out straight away, then every bit of growth that you get is gone. So if you earn £1,500 net, for example, which you probably wouldn't do too soon in this business, by the way, because depending on how much you put in, because A, you've got to learn how to do it, and B, you've got to build up the business to that level, obviously. The problem with that is that if you took that £1,500, right, then the business doesn't grow. Okay, the business won't be growing because you've taken the £1,500 which the business has worked hard for that whole month. Therefore, your business will just stagnate at the same level if you take all the profit. Therefore, one of the mistakes that I made and that I see other people making, and that I've sort of had to reanalyze, is that you've got to reinvest quite a chunk each month until you get to the stage where you've got this surplus cash, and then you can start making your money out. Okay, you can start taking profit for yourself. Now, it doesn't mean you can't take any, but it means that you've got to understand you're not going to be earning money straight away from this business, and that's just one of the realities of it. Okay, you need to reinvest. Okay, so it's really important to have another income stream or a few income streams. Not essential, but I would say it's a good idea, unless you're going to be sort of jeopardizing the business. It all depends on how much money you're going to put in. Okay, now on a second note, I said that it's a bit saturated now, and what I mean by that shouldn't necessarily put you off, but the reality is that most of the listings you jump on, you can have friends with you, and when I say friends, I mean competition jumping on the listings. So some more than others, some retailers more than others, some categories more than others. It's just important to know that some competition is not going to happen. So when you're doing your research on the internet and that sort of thing, just be wary of the fact that whatever you buy this product for, whatever you're hoping to sell it for, the competition's probably going to knock you down quite a few pounds or pennies, depending on the listings that you're on. So sometimes you have to wait for them items to recover, or sometimes they won't recover. Or sometimes you'll just have to earn a little bit less money. It all depends how quick you get in, how quick you get out. Are you going to replenish the item and that sort of thing? So it's important to note that it's not as easy as it looks. And once you've found a product that you think is profitable and you're going to buy it, that's just the beginning. Okay, there's a few things that could happen, unfortunately, to actually make that not work. And I'm just being completely honest here, because I think someone's got to be completely honest of the downfalls as well as the upsides, okay? Now, that is the honest truth. There's the downsides there. So, and that sort of stuff, although it shouldn't necessarily put you off, but you've just got to be aware that it's not a straightforward, simple business in that sense. There is always risk that's going to happen, and that does happen, and that's part of the business that you've got to pivot round by setting your minimums and your maximums and all that sort of stuff, okay? On the other side here, okay, there's some upsides to it. Obviously, there's some upsides to it, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. Now, my income is fairly passive. I probably do 2 or 3 hours a day of purchasing, but I've outsourced the majority of mine. And yes, I could be earning a lot more money if I didn't outsource it, but I wouldn't have as much time to work on other income streams and to build the business in different ways. So what's nice is that Amazon FBA online arbitrage on the good side is completely flexible. Okay, it's completely flexible. You can earn more if you do more yourself, or you can earn less and have it more passive. Okay, not fully passive. This is not a fully passive business, I don't believe, but you can decide if you want to earn more money, maybe at the beginning or maybe for a long time, and then you start to earn less as you outsource, or you can just carry on doing as much work as you want depending on the stage that you're at. It's completely up to you. So that's what's nice, and you get the freedom with that. So I actually run my whole business pretty much from a laptop now. So as I say, obviously I pay a fee for that to staff and stuff and prep centers to do that for me, but hey, different strokes for different folks, eh? So it's up to you. So that's a really good side of it, okay? And the opportunity is that although there is price dropping, although there is cutting in prices, the opportunity is still there to earn some nice money from this. You've just got to understand that it is a retail business. Just like shops have clearances and all that, you're going to have to clear some items out that aren't going to be selling at the prices you wanted. And a lot of stuff, you know, the price will go down as competition heats up, and that's the reality of Amazon at the moment of the date of doing this video. So I hope that helped as a summary, and now let's just explain, now we've got that out of the way of the explanation of what it is, let's explain in detail the process, okay? So you've got the Amazon FBA fulfillment centers, okay? So what you do is you source items, either doing reverse sourcing from Amazon. I've got videos on this below. You either do reverse sourcing from Amazon, so you'll go onto Amazon, find a product, look at it, look for it on Google, see if they've got it. Once again, with the softwares and stuff, that I use, that, you know, they help you with this, okay? They will help you with this. They're in the description below. As I say, feel free to go to the website. Don't use my links if you don't want to, but if you do want to, you know, support the channel, then we appreciate that, okay? But obviously, you know, please don't do it if you're not bothered. You know, I don't make loads of money from affiliate links on, you know, this YouTube stuff, so it's fine. Not bothered, do what you want to do, but the stuff that I use is there in the description, and this is what you need to do. So you'll analyze these deals from Amazon, from buying these products, okay? And then you'll research them off Google, and you'll just get better at analysing the software over time, the data, what sort of products sell or what don't. It just takes you time to do it. So you can reverse source from Amazon. You can look at other people's shops and reverse store, other sellers' stores. There's videos, one of my most viewed video actually, is below on how to do that, and then there's a few other things you can do as well, you know. So you can just do a reverse store sourcing, so you could just source it from the store. Once again, I go over all this stuff in my videos below. There's a few things that you could do. So you need to source the item, okay? And once you've sourced that item, the next step you've got to do is either get it sent to yourself, or you get it sent to your prep center. Now I use a prep center, but most people don't from the start, and I think it's the right thing to do to not use a prep center at the start, because you fully understand the whole process and you earn more money up front, obviously, because you're not having to pay a prep fee. So the next thing you want to do is get the item sent to yourself, usually if you're starting, and you prep the item up in the necessary poly bags and all that sort of stuff, whatever it needs to go in, and your Amazon seller account will tell you that. And then what you need to do is send it to the fulfillment center. So Amazon FBA have loads of fulfillment centers. That's why it's Amazon FBA fulfillment centers. And then they will send it to your Prime customers once you get a sale, okay? So once you've got a sale, the sale comes into your account, Amazon will take its fees and all that sort of stuff, and then you will drop down your sales. You'll be left at the end in your account with all the profit that you've made. And then once your time's up, once Amazon have given up your reserved money, because you know they reserve it for some time, then you will be able to make that disbursement to yourself. And it's just a rinse and repeat process of that whole thing. And once again, you can't, people do this at scale, and then you can get into wholesale and brand deals and private label, whatever you want to do. But online arbitrage, once again, some people just do that, and that's just what I do as my main business, which is great. But some people like to scale it up into different ways, and they do wholesale and that. But whether you want to have it as a long-term thing, online arbitrage, or whether you want to have it as an entry point into Amazon, it is an opportunity that is still real. But I just wanted to give you a full overview of the reality of it and the whole process. But there is much more videos in the rest of my YouTube below. So make sure you check out the rest of the YouTube before you get started. You may want to, now look, there's so many of, you know, my friends in the Amazon world that have great YouTube channels as well. But when I say this, it's not to say that I'm the best, but I would say whether it's me or whether it's a friend of mine, Thomas Parkinson, or some other people that do Amazon that I know, okay, once you've found one or two Amazon sellers that are clearly selling and they're doing okay, and they clearly seem to know some bits, I think it's important, just as a final tip, just to listen to them people and to not listen to 10 or 20 different YouTube channels, okay? Because you can get confused and you can get overwhelmed. So it's important to find people that you resonate with, stick to their channels, learn from their channels, learn it their way, and then decide after that if that way is right for you, and then pivot, or because otherwise you can just get overwhelmed by everyone's different opinions. Online arbitrage is a very opinionated business, and there's loads of different ways you can run it. So it's important to find YouTube accounts and strategies and the way people do things, and whether they're hands-on or more hands-off, or whether they earn more money or less money than others. It's important to find the content creators that are right for you and listen to them. So anyway, I hope that video's helped. Make sure you join the Facebook group, Amazon FBA Journeys Live. I don't sell anything in there, it's completely free. And I will see you soon. I hope that's really, really helped. Make sure you like the video if you don't mind. Push it out to some more people. And I will see you soon. Good luck.